Hello and welcome. Welcome to the midweek amateur radio chat. So this week we've hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank you to everybody that has contributed to the channel. It's a great milestone to reach. There's quite a number of people that are always getting involved in the videos and commenting and sharing ideas and tips and giving me the thumbs up. So thank you to everybody. There's a lot of names to cover here, but there's a core few of you as well that really have been there since the beginning of the channel. So thank you very much. So we're at 1,002 on the time of filming. So yes, so we've reached that first milestone. So thank you very much, and so thank you very much. But in the true style of amateur radio, it's business as usual with the hobby. So this week I just wanted to mostly focus on antennas and antenna construction, especially those antennas that are to be taken out mobile and portable. So as a few of you already know on the channel, I've been trying to build a number of different types of antennas that I can take in my backpack. So a 17-meter quarter wave, a 6-meter like a bazooka type antenna I made recently. I've been also building the 2-meter halo. So you've seen the prototype of the halo in construction. I've got a video coming out this weekend, which is the first field test out in the fresh air with that. So that's coming out on this Sunday. So that'll give you an idea of how well that one's performing. But today I've had a spare hour this morning, and I've started to try and build the next version of the halo. But this time I'm using a copper tubing. I managed to get 3 meters of, you can get 3, 6 or 9 meters of this, I think it's 6mm copper piping from a gas suppliers. I think it's used for feeding the gas into the pilot light or something like that. I can't quite recall. I've tested it this morning and I've got a few problems with this one. The SWR is too high across the band, across the 2-meter band. So whereas my first prototype was pretty much tuned in. So I suspect I've checked the connectivity. There's no dry joints. The ceramic capacitor ranges from 5 to 50 picofarads, and I don't know whether that is not the right capacitor to use on this. So I just need to go back to the original drawings, have a search around, and maybe anybody there could help me out with this. But when I have the capacitor tightened up clockwise, as if that the SWR is high, when I undo it, the SWR goes even higher across the band. So that's what I'm getting on this at the moment. I've had this up 3-4 meters in the air, away from any reflective surfaces. So and the feed line that I'm using, when I put a dummy load onto that's working okay. So it's not reflections from the environment. It's not the feed line that I'm plugging into it. I've got connectivity when I put a multimeter across, so there's no dry joints on it. It might be something to do with the gamma match. So any ideas with that, and hopefully get that on the air soon as well. The gap between inside here, I've got a gap of about 5 centimeters between the ends of the copper piping. So that's work in progress on that one. Oops. I I've got a video to come out, it's only a short video, about the 4 metre dipole that I bought off the internet that I'm having issues with. I'm still having issues with that one. I have taken it apart. I got frustrated, just took the whole thing apart. It might be that the way that it's constructed, the way that it's designed, engineered, might not be very good. But as I'll read through the comments, there's somebody's giving me an idea what the issue could be, but what the solution is I don't know yet. So I'll cover the 4 metre dipole in a few minutes. I'll try and share the development of the Halo and also the progress I make with the 4 metre antenna, because I really want to get out with the tank radio that I've bought. I want to get out on 4 metres. I can take it out on 6 metres because the antenna that I've built for that one works fine. So I can get on 6 metres. So I know that I do want to do a test of that from the back of the car. But I'm waiting for. Oh God, I'm waiting for delivery of some other little bits and bobs for the tank radio. I won't reveal what that is yet. It's not expensive. It's an auction that I won of some military accessories. So I'll wait for that to arrive, and I'll do a reveal on the channel if they arrive in one piece. And that's mainly to plug into the tank radio. So yeah, still working on antennas here. I've yet to replace my Sotabeam's linked dipole, but that's coming to its end of its lifespan really. It's been ragged about for the past couple of years. I've taken it everywhere, and now that I'm doing a bit more in the woodlands, it really rags the linked dipole up, because there's so many things to snag on inside the in a woodland. Try and get a dipole legs to get between branches from A to B. So I'm going to be building some verticals, and also I'm going to try all sorts of different configurations for woodland activation, and maybe try and leave a dipole for more open space. So watch the space on that one. So okay, yeah, still lots to do on antennas, and I've selected a number of comments that are ideas and suggestions that you guys have made around some antennas. I just want to run through some of those, and then hopefully we can carry on the conversation in the comments below in this video. So the comment here from, this is the first one, is it? From Mike Whiskey Zero, Lima Golf Echo, cracking vidcar, look into his J-pole Slim Jim out of 350 ladder, and he can roll it up to make a decent 2 metre antenna. I have got a Slim Jim. There's a few videos, and I'll try and link one on link to that now, where I've used a Slim Jim. So that's working an absolute treat. I really do like that one. It might be that I do make my own Slim Jim for 4 metres. That's interesting. But yes, no, absolutely, the Slim Jim's been an absolute belter of an antenna. I bought that one when I first got my license. If I was to get one now, I'd get all the bits and build it myself, because there's a lot of fun to have from building it yourself. So yeah, the Slim Jim is working. I do recommend the roll up. This is a very good antenna. Hi from Mike. It would be nice to see how you deploy your antenna. Which method do you use to get high up in the tree? Yeah, I've got a video coming out in a couple of weeks where well, I've got 2 videos in 2 parts. I've just been to another woodland reconnaissance, ready for an overnight camp. Oh, I'm hoping to, fingers crossed, if the weather's okay, I've got a good boy token to get out on Saturday night to do the first overnight camp of this year at that woodland spot that I've been going back to a few times. But I've got a video coming out over the next couple of weeks where I'll go back to that same spot and do a bit more testing of NVIS configuration for HF, and then also throw up the Slim Jim into a tree. and test APRS and a little bit of FM receive on that. So where we're going with that one. Oh yeah, so on that video, it's not very good, but you see me slinging up an antenna into a tree. I tend to, I've got a nut and bolt, quite a heavy nut and bolt, which has got I run a nylon twine onto that, and I've got a pretty accurate, pretty good throw. From years when I was a youngster playing cricket and all sorts of games, so I can get quite a bit of velocity on a nut and bolt over a tree. A trick that I'm starting to learn through frustration is that when you're picking a tree in a branch, you want to pick a branch that hasn't got lots of little branches around it, because you can get lots of velocity and get a weight up in the air, whether you use a dog thrower or whatever it is. But if that velocity starts to pick back up again as it's coming down, if it hits branches coming down, you lose that velocity that gravity gives you. It just goes rattles, and then if it loses that velocity, then it hasn't got enough to really pull down and pull that twine up, and you end up with this little weight hanging in all these little branches. And then when you try and pull the weight back out of the branches, you end up like tree fishing. You got this bloody thing wrapped up around the tree. So you got to think about, yes, getting the velocity up, but also maintaining velocity coming back down. So all your twine or your fishing line needs to be away from any snags, because any slight catch on that line as it's been pulled down will take the velocity out of your weight, and then you end up hanging in the tree, and then it's really a pain to try and get it to sort of keep dropping down. So I'll try and get a bit more on that, but it's a technique that is difficult to capture on camera. You just see somebody throwing in the air. But I'll see if I can try and get that a bit more detail on that one. So cheers, Mike, for that comment. Mike again, yeah. So he uses a slingshot, and you can use those rubber dog toy with a hole in it. Oh yeah. The toy, put a hole in it. Yeah. I wouldn't want to use it, for me personally, using the slingshot or using that technique where you do the lasso. Too risky. I'll get that effect where I'll do the lasso thing and the let go. The timing's not right with that for me. So I'm using a slingshot. For me, it'd have to have like a fishing reel with a fishing line on, almost on the arm or something. It'd go. But my throw is pretty good. I can get up about 15 meters with that. For the moment, when I get an older man, I'll bring somebody younger and get them to throw it up. Get one of the kids to go. Yeah, Mr. Claus, I have watched a few of your videos and like what you're doing. Cheers, mate. Oh, I love the call sign as well. So RE Claus, and the call sign is K1 AUS. Fantastic from Montana. Could you show how you get your antenna wire up in a tree yet? If you have already done this or did this, could you point to the video which it is in? I haven't really captured it yet. I will try and capture that, so keep an eye on that. Can't beat a bit of Mike, bit of woodland, radio in woodland. He built a 2-meter bazooka antenna the other day, and it works great on VHF. Ace. I love it when people are building stuff and sharing. If you've built antennas and all sorts, please share it in the comments and put links in and stuff. I'll try and mention that and point to videos of other people's construction. It packs away in the backpack, and you can fire up in a tree, let it hang down. Didn't cost much either to make. Yeah, it's brilliant. It costs hardly anything to make these antennas, so you can make and break it quite easy, and guilt free as well. Craig, did you ever get a video on that cool Czech rig? I've got an RF10 Czech radio, and it's a fantastic piece of kit. And what you get with this Czech radio, you get a huge, comes in a huge box, polystyrene box. Inside that you get a radio and you get all your bits and bobs. But you get, and I've put it down here, I'll just try and carefully get this without knocking the wires. So you get this Cold War looking type box, carrying case. You get paperwork and stamped things, and you also get, with this Czech radio, and I've not done a video on this yet, and I must confess that until I actually know what I'm doing with this, I'm not going to try it out yet. But the radio does 6 meters FM, 1 watt. So you get an antenna that clicks in like a whip, but then you also get a selection of wire antennas. So oh, I wonder if this wire antenna will do 4 meters. Anyway, so you get a medium length antenna to use. Well, yeah, you get all these different bits and bobs. So you get, that's a little bit of twine paracord, and you also get this. This is 30 odd feet of wire. I think it might be a dipole, because I think it's got two legs to it, and then it really can't see, but inside there's a flip out BNC that then you attach your feed line to. So, and then this plugs into the radio itself. So it comes with a number of different type of antenna configurations, which I've not used yet. I've not found any instructions for it either. So if anybody has come across something like this, can you just put a note in the comments? It'd be great to actually take this out with the radio as it's meant to be and deploy it, and then you get this lovely little tin, which is, you've got your dust covers and stuff, and you get a few bits and bobs in here which I've not really ventured into yet. So it's a very interesting piece of kit. I'll just put that there for the moment. But I've not yet actually worked out what to do with that. So Craig, not yet. IMC 777. If you're having problems with the SWR on a vertical dipole, it might be because you're radiating into the coax. This is on response to the 4 meter dipole that I've got. So yes, it probably is that I'm radiating into the coax. So I need to work out what sort of choke to use. On the video which I'll put out this week, you see that I build what's it called, an air choke. But that didn't lower the SWR, so it might be that I need a different type of method of reducing the radiation into the coax. So I'll share the video over the next couple of days, and hopefully through that I'll get some comments as well and try and solve the 4 meter dipole issues that I'm having. Desmond Donders, catching up after the longer trip, he uses a 30 picofarad beehive capacitor. So I'll check that out as well. So yeah, cheers for that. Yeah, this is back to the halo in the issues that I'm having. So I need to revisit the gamma match on that. Okay, yeah. So there's been plenty of comments coming in across the videos. So thank you very much for that. Got a few videos coming out now. I've got quite a few in editing mode. I'll try and release them. The Sundays will be the outdoor ones, but I've got a few bits and bobs that I'll release during the week as well. So thank you very much for contributing to the channel. We've got 1,000 subscribers together, so it's really great that we've got this community developing, and it makes me happy. So thank you very much. If you've not subscribed to the channel already, please hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, or if you give me a thumbs down, just tell me why. The video is not quite to your liking. That really helps me to understand what does work. And please share the videos. Please don't be afraid to go. Have you seen this guy's channel? He's putting out regular stuff. It really helps me to work out what people are enjoying, and then also it helps me to learn much more about the hobby. Being a intermediate level, it's good to actually understand what how to solve some of these issues that I've got building stuff. So thank you very much, and I look forward to the next video. So yeah, bye bye for now.